afternoon, we'll talk tomorrow. I hope you guys on my show I made earlier. After this video, I'm gonna enjoy the show with you guys, and after that, I'm gonna watch Brad's Resident Evil. I'll probably make another video like in the evening, right? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, what's the chance you start an extra broccoli? It's not high. I'm gonna end up being a movie star vision, most likely, right? I told you, if I started that league, Victoria Justice would support me. But she knows I saved her. I was, yeah, Ivan. She's like, baby, you know what I'm saying, sweetie, if you want to be pro hockey athlete, I'll support you, Ivan. I'll just do my music. But she'll tell me, Ivan, like, you'd rather be a pro hockey athlete than be a movie star with me? I'm like, no, I'd rather be a movie star with BJ. Yeah, I want to be a movie star with you. I don't, like, that's cooler. I know I, BJ. That's why I'm going to most likely be a movie star with BJ, obviously. Some Sarah. Most likely be a movie star with BJ. I told you, somebody tells me the Gates are going to delay this thing until I'm like 50, man. And all my movie plans are fucked up. I can still do The Great Escape with Keanu Reeves, but my Zeta's plans are all fucked up, obviously. Yeah. But I'm like, yeah, BJ, like, I kind of want to be a pro hockey athlete. And I start the league, obviously. Yeah. It's going to cost me like $33 billion to start the league, something crazy. To start the league, right? I might have to put more. I might have to put maybe $34 billion because the team has to have an operating budget for the season. So I might have to put maybe a little bit more money. Something crazy. That's the thing about the pro hockey. I have to put like $30-something billion of money to the league. Whereas movies, I only have to put like $3 billion towards Zanus. 500 million towards Studio Lot. It's much cheaper. He's like, yeah, why the fuck would you spend the majority of your money on a pro league, man? That's a lot of our money, Ivan. But Victoria just will tell me, yeah, Ivan, even though it's a lot of our money, you have the keys. I'm gonna make my $33 billion back. As a league, we're doing probably 150 billion, something crazy, a season revenue. I'm gonna be pulling in my 100 billion in profit. I don't know, 80, 90 billion in profit. I'll be pulling in, and like 15 billion, 16 billion dollars I put back in the league each season. That way the league can pay the bills, obviously. Something crazy, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but Ivan, like, why don't you have the players make more than $32 million? I could easily have the players make 40, 50, but if you do that, the players are duping you, Ivan, and you're going to the GMs are not going to have enough cap space to pay the other players, man. You pay two players $50 million, you're not going to have much cap space to pay the other players a lot of money. Obviously, because some good players will want 14, 13, $15 million a season. They want to get paid to those guys, right? Yeah. $50 million is too much. Even though Patrick Mahomes and Stephen Curry make like $60, $50 million a season, I'm not going to have these athletes make $50 a season. They're duping me. Because in my opinion, I don't mean to be rude to Stephen Curry. The NBA obviously overpaid Stephen Curry. Like, Stephen Curry's making $55 million this season. He's making $60 million the other season. Stephen Curry's not worth that, man. The league just overpaid him. Because in my opinion, all the star players in every league are not worth any more than $50 million. Anything over that, they're duping the league. The league is obviously overpaying them just to keep them happy. Yeah, Ivan. The reason why Stephen Curry is overpaid because the league wants to keep him happy, obviously. That's why they overpaid him. $60 million is too much for one player, man. They're not worth that, these guys, man. They're not worth that. The league is just overpaying these players, right? Don't hate him, you know. Even Tom Brady's not worth $60 million. Tom Brady's not worth any more than $50 million a season. Obviously. He's not worth $60 million, Tom Brady. That's too much for one player. That's crazy. These players are not me, right? Don't hate him, yeah. obviously. Yeah. Yeah, Ivan, like 32 million is enough money, yeah, but I'm giving you league revenue, guys. So if you make 32 million and you get 14 million of league revenue, you made $46 million in that one season. You got your 4 million magazine money. You did make your $50 million, obviously. So you're still making your 50 million, your 100 million. I don't know, you're 90, like 6 million for 2 seasons, obviously. Whatever it is, right? 97 million for 2 seasons. You don't make that in the NHL. All these NHL athletes. And after that, they have to take pay cuts. They make 32 million for 2 seasons, and you bring it down to 27 million. Or maybe 2. To keep the players happy, you can pay them 27 million for even 3 seasons if you want. That way they make more money. Then after 3 seasons, you got to bring it down. They make like 22 million for another like 3 seasons. Obviously. In the final 2 seasons, they make their 19 million. Obviously. And you have to bring down the league revenue. First 2 seasons, they get like 14 million. You bring it down to 12 million for 3 seasons. And another 3 seasons, you bring it down to 10. Their final seasons, they get 8 million. It's a good deal for the players. They still sign like a 300, 280, 320 million deal. Something crazy for their prime deal, right? Yeah, so that's a good deal for those guys. And you get the perks, guys. You get your luxury locker room. You get your state-of-the-art gym. You know what I'm saying? You have your practice facility where you train on the off season, all that stuff. You get your SHL Under Armour, your padding, your SHL skates, sticks, all that paid for. And for the away games, the players get their $130 per dime, obviously. But sometimes I will pay for the players. I'm like, yeah, guys, dinner's on me. I'll pay for all the coaches and players. I'll pay. I'm a billionaire, right? I can easily afford it. Pocket change, right? I'm making like my $5 billion every 2 weeks. There's a lot of times I will be paying for the player. Okay, guys, the $130 you have for per dime, keep it. It's on me. I'll pay for dinner. All the rounds are on me for beer. I'll pay for it. When we drink and everything, I'll pay for everything. Cost me like, I don't know, $5,000-$6,000. But if you're a billionaire, Ivan, it's pocket change. Obviously. Only for the players on my team, right? The players in the other team, I'm not going to do that for those guys. Only the players on my Vancouver team get those perks. The players played on my team are the luckiest players because they see Ivan all the time, and they're the most famous players. The most famous players will be the players in my team, especially the star players, because they're playing on my team. As the main focus will be my games, obviously. But the fans are going to watch the other games too, but I'm the main event, obviously, right? That's what the luckiest players are players playing in my team, obviously. The drafted players and the veteran players that the league takes from the NHL, those are the luckiest players, obviously, playing in my team, obviously, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's when the NHL has to be crushed. Yeah, man. City Garage Comedy, yeah, man. If you do that, man, you're gonna crush us, NHL athletes, Ivan. Like, we missed on all that fun. Yeah, they missed on all the fun. The press conferences, the crazy buzz. Yeah, it's crazy. And all that money, too, and the fame, too. Yeah, we missed on all the fame and fortune, Ivan. All the fun, Ivan. All the parties and the crazy fans at the games and crazy fans asking for autographs, the trends on X. NHL is going to be crushed. Yeah, well, the side tension were crushed. We'd rather play with you than the fucking gatekeepers NHL, right? Yeah, like, dog, yeah. 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 Right, would you have loved to play those players? Of course I would have. I would have loved to play with McDavid, Crosby, McKinnon, and Ovechkin, those guys, but it's too late for those guys. Right? Those guys are already like pushing retirement. I'll be king in maybe 15, 16 years, guys. It's too late for all those players. Don't hate me, guys. It's too late for all those guys, right? Too late for all those guys. Yeah. Will you tell the board of governors, yeah, guys, do not go any higher than $32 million for the players. Only rare generational talent like Carmen David, Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby get their $35 to $50. The other athletes are not worth that. I'm not gonna have these guys do me. Only the generational players to get more money because they're rare talent and they're a big part of the team's success. And they put on more of a show on TV. Those guys get paid more money, but the other guys are not worth their what, like $40, $35 million. They don't get any more than $32 million. The next bargaining agreement, I will increase the amount. Star players can now peak at $35 million. I'll raise it a little bit, and I'll raise the cap to like by $13 million. And the cap is now to $13 million. That way the players can make a little bit more money. But if you think I'm going to raise this to $250, $300 million guys, I'm not going to have guys do me. But the SHL might tell me, either, man, the league is doing like $140 billion revenue a season. $200 million is too low. We deserve a bigger chunk of this. I get this, guys. You want to get paid, and the league is doing all this money. But there's a saying in this world: you get paid for what you're worth, man. I'm not going to have these athletes do me. I'm not going to have a $300 million cap, and now star players can make $50 million. They're not worth that, man. With their league revenue, they make $60 million. They're not worth that. They're duping me. As if you pay an athlete $60 million, Ivan, they're not worth that. They're ripping you off. No athlete in the world's worth $60 million a season. And that's crazy. I believe anything over 50, the league is just the athletes duping the league off, and they're just overpaying the players, obviously. Because I know Stephen Curry is an amazing player, arguably the best player in the NBA right now. Because LeBron James is past his prime. He's fucking old now, right? Stephen Curry is arguably the best player in the NBA, but like the league is overpaying him by paying him $60 million a season. That's crazy, man. He's not worth that, man. They just overpaid him. I think all you American basketball fans are, yeah, Ivan, like, he's not worth that. They overpaid him, man. Stephen Curry's not worth any more than $50 million a season. Anything over that, the league is just being stupid. They're just overpaying these players, obviously. Don't like him, yeah. Overpaying the players, obviously. For one player, paying one player $60 million on a $50 million cap, that's crazy, man. Players are not worth that. $50 million, I think, is the peak for how much the best players and all the star players in pro leagues are worth. Anything over that, they're just duping you and you're overpaying the players, man. It's just too much money, obviously. Patrick Mahomes is not worth any more than $50 million. They paid him any more than that. They're just overpaying him, and he's duping the GMs and he's duping the league, man. You're overpaying one fucking star player. That's crazy. Obviously. Ivan, did Patrick Mahomes take a pay cut? No, he didn't. What they did was instead of him making $50 million a season, they converted it into a bonus. Because Patrick Mahomes is a greedy pig. I'm a greedy pig. I want that. He's greedy, man. I want that $50 million. Yeah, he's a greedy pig, Patrick Mahomes. He didn't take a pay cut. They just converted it into a bonus, I believe, right? They converted it into a bonus, and he gets like a small little salary or something like that. I think that's what that's what his deal was. So they lowered the cap amount by converting his $50 million into a bonus instead of having it being a part of the cap. Because Patrick Mahomes is a greedy pig, man. He didn't take a pay cut. He's a greedy pig, that guy. Yeah, I'm greedy, man. I want that $50 million. Yeah, he's a greedy Patrick Mahomes. A greedy pig, that guy. Oh, hey, Patrick Mahomes, yeah. Greedy. Yeah. Yeah. Guys, most star players in pro sports don't make $32 million. They'll make $30 million. Only some of the star players make a bit more, but most star players in pro sports, guys, don't make $30 million, man. They make like 18, 15, 20 million. Yeah. NFL star athletes who are non-quarterbacks peak at about $18 million a season. The league doesn't pay the players anymore than that in the NFL. Only the quarterbacks make their 20 plus million in most cases. That's how it works. It's quarterbacks who make their 20, 25, 30. Now in the NFL, because they raise the cap, quarterbacks can make 30, 40, even 40 million now, 50 million a season now in the NFL. It's crazy. Like Josh Allen, I heard, is making like 40 million or something like that a season. He's dating Haley Steinfeld, right? The chick from they're married. The chick from Sinners, they're married, right? Josh Allen, the quarterback in the NFL. Yeah, he's getting paid, I think it's $40, $50 million in the NFL, that guy. Yeah. So I'm paying the players more money than what most pro athletes make. The players in my league are making more money on average, even all these NFL star players, except for some of the quarterbacks. Some of the quarterbacks are making more money than some of the star players in my league. Well, on average, even the star players in my league are making more money than even the NFL players. I mean, even the NBA players. Obviously. That's what I'm not going to have these guys do me. 32 million is a peak, guys. And I want you to do a thing for all the draft picks drafted into the league. Have a financial advisor suggest that they rent out an apartment. So that way the draft picks can save their money. Obviously. And then when they break out into the first round, the first, second round, third round guys, when they break out into the league and they become good or star players and they get their bigger deals, now they could buy a house, like a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 million house, whatever it is, right? Yeah. I'm not smart. That way they save money. Like if you're making like $750K, $1 million, $1.5 million, $2.5 million, $3 million, if you rent out like a $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month apartment, it's easily affordable. You're only paying like $36,000 a year in rent, and that way they can save more money. And they break out in the league and they get a bigger deal. Now they can get out of their apartment and they can buy a house. Or if they want to keep renting out an apartment, if they're cheap, which they're not going to do, they're going to end up buying a nice house. These athletes want to have nice houses, obviously. You can buy the nice houses when they get their next mega deal. All right, that's smart. Yeah, do that. Have people advise the draft picks who are drafted into the league. Even the later round guys who are making $750K, $800K starting out in the SHL, if you're paying, they can easily afford to rent out a $2,000, $3,000 a month apartment. Like it's pocket change, right? That way they can save their money, more of their money. Obviously, smarter with their money, obviously. Yeah, yo, I'm not smart. You're smart. No shit, guy. I'm a shit, guys. Sarah. Yeah. What do you want the league minimum to be, Ivan? $750K is good for the league minimum. That's good enough for the yeah. The later round drop picks get the league minimum, like $750, $800K. They won't peak any higher than maybe $900, $1 million. The middle round guys can make their 1.5, 2 million, 1.5, and like the second, first round picks can make 3.5 to like $2 million in earnings. Do they get magazines alive? And no, they don't, because they're starting out in the league. They have to prove themselves. Yeah, do a thing where you sign all the drop picks to like a 2-3 year deal, and then some of them will break. The ones who break out into the league as stars, those are the ones who get their mega deals. And the good players who do pretty good, obviously, they get more. They get a raise too, but they're not going to make the money that the star players are making. They'll negotiate. The good players can negotiate. Maybe if they break out in the league, they're 7, 8, 9, 10 million. 11 million, but they're not going to make like the 20, 25, 28, 30, 32 million dollars that the other star players are making. Only the star players get that, guys. Good players don't get that. Yeah. And don't peak any higher than 15 million for the good players. That's part of the rule. They're not worth more than $50 million. The player is good, but he's not a star player, but he's putting up like 60 points a season, 15 goals. That good player is worth a good $14-15 million, because that good player is a big part of the success of the team. But they're not going to. They can't get any more. Yeah, Ivan. Good players don't pay them any. Make their GMs don't pay them any more than $50 million, and make sure and pay them. Don't pay the good players any less than maybe $6 million. Pay the good players, all the good players, at least $6+ million. That way they get paid good money. Obviously. Some Sarah. And the average players, don't pay them any more than $4 million. That's the rule. They're not worth any more than that. Average players are not. $4 million is enough money for them to buy a house and live a great life. Obviously, I'm not gonna have these guys do it, right? You want, put that in the rule, guys. Average players don't peak any higher than $4 million. Good players don't peak any higher than $15 million, and star players don't peak any higher than $32 million. Except for generational talent, rare talent like McDavid and Crosby and Ovechkin. Those guys can make their They're $35 to $50 million a season for 2 seasons. They have to take the pay cuts. That's how it works. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, it's fair, obviously, for the players. Well, I'm saying, yeah, it's fair, obviously. Yeah. Well, what if a generational talent is like rare talent, like McDavid, Ivan, and Crosby? Yeah, those guys can get $35 million, but if they want like $6 million a season, you can't pay them that, guys. They're ripping you off and you're overpaying them, and they're not worth that. But you can pay them. The GMs can pay them whatever they want. If the GMs can pay the generational talent even less than they can even pay. They can pay them whatever they want, but they can peak higher than $32 million. That's my point. But chances are, all the GMs will pay the generational players the $35+ million because they're worth it, and they're going to demand it. Obviously, their agents are going to demand at least $35+ million, $40+ million for the generational talent. And the GMs will gladly pay the players that because they're rare, unique talent. Obviously, that you've never seen before, right? They're rare talent. They're unique on the ice. Was the other players who are star players who are also amazing players, who are more normal, they don't peak any, don't hate guys, they don't peak any higher than $3 million. That's good enough, man. Yeah. What is a generational talent player? Generational talent is rare talent that you don't see in the players. They're rare talent that come up every 10, 15 years that are unique on the ice, obviously. Like, if a player is generational talent based on the way they play. They do unspeakable things on the ice that the other players don't really do. The other players do some amazing stuff too on the ice too, but they're a bit more normal in the way they play. They blend in with the other players. The generational players are the unique players who you know that player is generational talent. They're unique on the ice. They're not normal players. They're more unique on the ice. I mean, David, Ovechkin, and Crosby, those are generational talent players. With the other players who are amazing, don't hate them, I'm saying they're a bit more normal on the ice, obviously. You can argue McKinnon is generational talent too. He's amazing too, but he's a bit more normal, right? Don't hate him, saying, yeah. Yeah. Like guys like Malkin, McKinnon, Brad Marchand, those guys who are amazing players, like Subban, I'm saying they're amazing players, but they're not generational talent. Those guys don't peak any higher than $32 million. You guys can say they're not worth any more than that. I'm not having these athletes do me. Obviously. Ivan, what's the minimum for league revenue? $5 million is $6 million. $6 million is good. $6 million is the minimum for league revenue. And don't peak any higher than $14 million for the non-generational talent players. And the generational talent players, you can pay them $15 million to $20 million of league revenue. But the other guys don't peak any higher than $14 million. That's good enough. The player makes $30 million and they make $14 million league revenue. They made $44 million that season, and they made $4 million for the magazine. They made $48 million for that season. The next season they made $44 million. They just made what in 2 seasons? 48 plus 44. $92 million in 2 seasons. That's how much star players make for their 10-year deals in the NHL. And they just made $92 million in 2 seasons. Most pro athletes don't make that kind of money, right? And once they made that $92 million, they now have to take pay cuts. Like now their next deal, they get $27 million. The players have to take a little bit of pay cuts. That way you create more cap space for other players. That's how it works. You want to win championships, right? Yeah. But to keep the player happy, you can pay them $27 million. Like, don't peak any higher than 3 years, guys, for the same amount of money. After the 3 years, you have to bring it down. That way you create more cap space. These players, you don't overpay players, they don't do it, man, right? So they get $32 million for 2 seasons with their league revenue. And you can pay them $27 million for 2 or 3 seasons with their league revenue. And after you bring it down to like $22 million for another like 3 seasons or 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and you bring their final 2 seasons, they make like their $18 million. They took pay cuts and they got the league revenue, but they also have to take pay cuts for league revenue too. You don't want to overpay these guys. Don't pay a player $14 million of league revenue for 10 years. No. You got to bring it down. You get $14 million for 2 seasons. You bring it down to $13 million for 3 seasons. You bring it down to $12 million for three seasons. The final 2 seasons they make $11 million. That way you don't overpay the players. They don't dupe you, and they get their league revenue at the end of each season, guys. That's how it works. They get their check. They get featured on like the Vogue magazine, Sports Illustrated magazine. They get paid for that, and at the end of the year, they get their league revenue. But the players don't get endorsement deals, but the star players get league revenue, and the amount of money I'm paying for league revenue is more money than what they're even making for the endorsement deals in the NHL. So they're making more money than what they're making in the NHL, because I did not sell to the gates. There is no endorsement deals for my league, right? Obviously, I did not sell to the gatekeepers. Some Sarah. Yeah, yo, I mean, like, fuck you, man. You're such a fucking dick, man. You do that, man. You're gonna crush these NHL players. I mean, well, you guys get reserved, man. You want to lock the doors on me and do this evil to me. So when I'm king, I make all my billions on my book. If I start that league, you miss out on the opportunity. You're left behind. You get reserved. Don't you? I'm saying, yeah. I'm sorry. Yo, I mean, like, seriously, man. Like, if you do that, man, you're a fucking dick, man. Like, you're gonna hurt us. You're gonna crush us, Ivan. Like, yeah, we're legends in the NHL, but the NHL's not number one anymore. And we're the side tension. We missed on all that fun, all that fame, and all that fortune, Ivan. Like, we would have been way more famous in your league. Like, I'd rather play pro hockey with you, Ivan, than fucking the gatekeepers in NHL. Yeah, they're gonna be crushed. That's funny, I know. Oh, Ivan, seriously, man, you do that, man, you're a fucking dick, man. You're gonna crush us, Ivan. Yeah, they're gonna be crushed. All the NHL. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They'll be hurt. Oh, yeah, they'll be hurt, man. They'll be crushed. Yeah, man. Because for my pro league guys, like, the buzz is crazy. Especially if I'm a star player, the buzz is crazy, guys, man. The whole world will be talking about Ivan and all these star players. Holy shit, man, this player is fucking sick, man. Did you see that move? Like, everyone's buzzing about it, like, at school, like, at university. It's crazy, man. Like, they're world famous, man. It's crazy. And the press is crazy, interviewing all the players. They take pictures of the players when they sign their contracts. They write the news. This player signed a mega, like, $300 million deal. The whole world's buzzing about it. Holy shit, man. This player signed, like, a mega $300 million deal, man. 10-year, $300 million deal. Which NHL athletes don't make, right? And the press interviews them and the GMs, and it's crazy, man. Yeah, Ivan signs deal with league and everything, and they interview me about my deal. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, man. You know how pro sports, when players sign mega deals, they interview the GMs with the players. It's crazy. The press interviews them. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Press interview me after the game in the locker room, practice, and they interview the coaches. How's Ivan Demare on the ice? Ivan Demare is very productive on the ice. Yeah, it's crazy, man. No, that's glory. I know, it's crazy, man. That's what the NHL has to be crushed, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yo, I'd rather play pro hockey with you than the fucking gatekeepers in the NHL. I know. That's funny, I know. That's why God gave you the keys, Ivan. That way you can make your billions, man, your tens of billions off your book, whatever brand you own, and you can make all that money. The gates don't want you making that kind of money. I mean, that's why they want you to sell and give it the peanuts. They don't want you making that kind of money because they know if I don't sell to them, I'll be pulling in like my 100 billion, 80 billion from my movies, or like 80, 100 billion from my as a star pro athlete. They don't be making a lot of money. They don't want me making that money. Obviously. And Victoria Justice will do her music, obviously. That's what she'll do. Yeah, and if you want to be a pro hockey athlete, I'll just do my music. And Victoria Justice will make her, like, I don't know, 70, 80 billion off her music, too. She has the keys like me, right? Yeah. I mean, after playing for, like, 20 seasons, I would have made, like, almost $2 trillion in earnings for a 20-year career season in the SHL. That's crazy. Yeah, I know. The Gates don't want me that rich. That's why they want me to sell, because they know I'm powerful. Yeah, you're powerful, we don't want you making that money. Yeah, but even though I'm making that money, I'm not making like the 20 plus trillion you're making every year. Yeah, I'm making a lot more money than you, Ivan, but I'm envious. I don't want you making that kind of money in my house, Ivan. I know that, but I mean, you didn't create this place, man. I did. Maybe the gatekeeper, we didn't create this place. I deserve to make that money. I'm fucking God. We reach your God, we deserve to be that rich. Yeah. That's why we just crazy and she cries because she knows my book is a ticket to success, obviously. That book you wrote, a ticket is my ticket to success. She wants a piece of my Blade's other book, and she knows with that money I'll be living a life with her. She knows that's a ticket to success, obviously. A successful music career or a film career. She knows that, BJ. That's why she's crazy and she cries me every night. She's a crazy woman. Yeah, I got duped by the gates. I want a piece of your money. I want you to get me out of Hollywood. I got duped. Obviously. Because the doors are locked on me, obviously. She can't make her tens of billions. Because the gates lock the doors on us. Yeah, we lock the doors on me. We don't want to make enough money. That's why she's crazy and she cries. She's a crazy woman. Yeah. 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 Take a shower after this, guys. I enjoy showing you guys. And after I'm gonna watch Resident Evil Recon. It's a good game. Good Resident Evil game, right? I'm gonna watch it after. I'll make a video maybe around like 6. Another video right at 6. I guess you guys are sick right now. All you CFL American football players, I know all. Yeah, you took it a bit too far, man. Man, you hurt us, Ivan, man. Like, this is our fucking career. Like, we're exposing the league we work in. Now, I get that, guys, but if the NFL did this, you guys would how would you guys feel if the NFL did this? Like, they draft the best American players, but they lock the doors on them, and they just bring up all these Japanese players and have them be stars up here, and they close the doors on the draft. Like, how would you feel as an American? Like, that's how I feel as a Canadian, personally. That's why I believe the CFL deserves to be exposed. Because they've been doing this. This is not like 10, 20 years old. This is like 70 years of history they've been doing this CFL. They close the doors on the best Canadian draft picks. They just have all these guys shine. But I guarantee you some of you Canadian Royal fans, I know Ivan Nat's cold, but there's a reason why the CFL does this live. And the Canadian players are not good enough, man. Well, they're good enough for the university students, guys. Most of the games at the school sell out. Most of the games, right? Sell out. That's good enough for the university students. Those aren't even the best players in Canada. Only like 2 players are stars in each team. Yeah. So obviously, it is good enough for people in Canada. So he was just too blind to see it. Yeah. Ivan, it's not. Yeah, it's not good enough because when you compare it to the NFL, it's available out there. Yeah, you're blinded by the American talent team. That's your problem. It's good enough for the university football students who all go to the games and pay for tickets and watch the Canadian players play, the kids play. But for some reason, you don't think it's good enough for the season ticket holders who are paying for the games, and especially it's not good enough for television, Ivan. For pro football, it's not good enough quality because they want it more like the NFL. Yeah, we want it more. They're trying to be the NFL council. That's a problem. They're Americanizing the Canadian football brand because they're blinded by the American talent, obviously. That's why they Americanize it. Yeah, I mean, it's a Canadian football brand. We gotta Americanize it like the NFL. The Canadian brand is not good enough product to sell to Canadian people. That's why the CFL does that, obviously. That's funny, I know. Yeah. Right, why is it hard for you to resonate with these American players? Because I know their dream wasn't playing here, man. That's why I can't resonate with these guys, right? Yeah. Like, even when they honor the CFL legends and they killed it up here, I really do respect what they did up here. They killed it up here, they're legends up here. It's a success story. But, like, I know that American players' dream wasn't playing here. So it's like, it's a bit weird to me personally, right? Like, they're only in the CFL. They happen to be a legend in the league they never dreamed of playing in. They're legends by default in the league they never dreamed of playing in. They never, like, no American football player dreams of playing in the CFL. They don't dream of being CFL legends. They don't care about the CFL, the American players. All your legends just happen to be legends in your league because they didn't get their NFL team. That's why they're legends in your league. Obviously, in a league they never dreamed of playing in, and then you honor them to the Canadian people. But it's tough for me to resonate with these guys and take them seriously. Obviously, this quarterback is a legend. He passed for 50,000 yards. Yeah, it's an amazing story. I get that, CFL, but the dream was not playing here, man. Like, no pro league does this. No pro league is like this. Obviously, it's very weird. All the legends and all these other pro leagues dreamed of playing in that pro league. So you resonate with the players you take the league seriously. But the CFL's not like that. It's very irregular and weird. They just happen to be legends in the CFL because they didn't get their own team. That's why they're legends in the CFL. Obviously, and when they were kids, they never talked about being a legend in the CFL. They just happened to be legends in that league because they didn't get their NFL opportunity. So it's very weird to me. I don't know how you can name about this, but for me, that's weird, man. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's very weird. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Obviously. But the Canadian football fans, when they honor these guys, they love them, they respect what they did. It's an accomplishment, it's a success story. I get that. Yeah, but I know their dream wasn't playing here. I'm not stupid, man. They're American players. Their dream was playing the NFL, wasn't playing the CFL. But CFL doesn't care. All right, we don't care, man. Even though they never dreamed playing here, they stayed here because they loved it. Yeah, I get it. They stayed here because they loved it up here. They had a successful career up here, and the fans loved them. I get that, CFL, but these are the people who you're marketing to the Canadian people as your legend, CFL, who you honor. But their dream was not playing in your league. Like, these are the people who you induct into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, and you have pictures of them and everything. These are CFL legends, but like, their dream was not playing in your league, CFL. They're only legends in your league by default. So it's a very, very, very weird way of growing the league, obviously, right? For me personally, it's weird, obviously. Oh, that's funny, I know. That's funny, I know. Yeah, I mean, that's weird. Yeah, it's a very irregular, weird way of growing a league, a pro league, man. where all your legends are players you never dreamed of playing in your league, in that league. They're just legends in that league by default because they didn't get an opportunity. Like, their dream was not playing in the CFL when they were kids. I mean, legends in CFL. They just happened to be legends in CFL because they didn't get an opportunity. That's why they're legends in the CFL. And the CFL honors those guys that can name people as legends. It's very weird. Very, very weird born league. Oh, that's funny, I know. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, all the American football legends, all the American players who were legends in CFL, their dream was not playing the CFL, man. And these are the majority of the CFL legends who they honor, the Canadian people, and they put them in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame when their dream wasn't playing here. It was playing in a different league, the NFL, obviously. Like, is it weird, guys? Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Yeah, it's a bit weird. That's weird, man. I always had that thought, that feeling when they honor all these guys. Yeah, this player, this receiver has received for 11,000 yards in his career. He broke a record, and they honor that player. But I know that American players' football dream wasn't playing here. They're only here by default, obviously. Yeah, they never dreamed of playing, being legends in the CFL or playing in the CFL. They just happened to be legends in that league because they didn't get their opportunity. So it's very weird, obviously. Yeah. Oh, that's funny, I know. Well, do some of the CFL legends talk about their career? Oh yeah, like Matt Dunnigan was a color commentator before. He doesn't work for TSN anymore, but he was a color commentator for the CFL games, and he even talked about like his career in the CFL. Yeah, it took me like 8 years to master this league and everything. Yeah, it's cool. They talk about like how they had an amazing career, but I know their dream wasn't playing here, man. They're only legends here by default. Otherwise, they never would have been here, man. Like when they were kids, they never dreamed of being a CFL legend. They never thought about the CFL. They don't care about the CFL. They only happen to be legends league because they get our money. That's why they're legends here. And then when they were kids, they never dreamed of playing here. Like these American football players never dreamed of playing in a CFL. That's why it's weird to me. Honestly, I can't take the league seriously. Honestly, it's just weird, and it's an irregular way of growing the league. A very, very weird way of growing the league, obviously. Instead of your best Canadian players who actually dream of playing here. Yeah, we know I am, but I'm sorry, they're not talented enough. We gotta bring in the undrafted guys who haven't shot. Yeah, but CFL, man, like this is a very, very weird, irregular way of growing a pro league. No pro league does this, man. Like, it's very, very weird and irregular. No pro league grows like this way, man. Oh, that's funny, I know. Yeah. Yeah. So like even the greatest players who ever played the game up here in Canada, the American guys who play the game up here in the CFL, their dream was not playing here, man. Anthony Calvillo, Matt Dunnigan, Ricky Ray, Henry Burris, you know what I'm saying? Mike Riley. Well, Mike Riley is not a CFL legend, but their dream was not playing here. They're only here by default because they get an opportunity. That's why they're here. Otherwise, it never would have been legends in your league. So it's very tough for me to resonate with these American guys and take them seriously, obviously. Yeah, they happen to be legends in the league they never dreamed of playing in. And the CFL honors these players to the Canadian people as legends. Honor this CFL legend. He passed for 50,000 yards. Let's honor this player today. You know what I'm saying? And the fans clap, they honor this player. But like, yeah, it's cool, I get that, but I know that American player's dream was not playing here. Like, they never dreamed of playing in the CFL when they were kids. Obviously, their dream was playing in the NFL. They only happen to be legends here because they're here by default. Obviously, in a league they never dreamed of playing in. Those are the people that the CFL honors to the Canadian football fans and the Canadians watching on television. It's very weird. Oh, that's funny, I know. Yeah. Yo, I mean, that's word. Yeah, every pro league, all the legends in that league, their dream was playing in that league. Obviously, but the CFL is not like that. Like, all the legends in the league never dreamed of playing in the CFL. They all dreamed of playing in a different league. They're only legends in the league by default. Their dream was not playing in that league. Their dream was not being legends in that league. Obviously, CFL is an afterthought to the American players. They don't care. American players don't care about the CFL, man. Their dream's not playing in the CFL. But CFL's like, all right, we don't care, man. If they never dream of playing here, man. They stayed up here. They grew level. Yeah, they grew level league CFL. They stay up here. I get that. But like all these legends who you're marketing to the Canadian People's CFL and inducting into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, obviously as legends in your league, they never dreamed of playing in your league CFL. That's why it's tough for me to take your league seriously. Because all your legends CFL never dreamed of playing in your league. Their dream was not playing in the CFL. Their dream was playing in the NFL. It wasn't playing in the CFL. They're only in your league because they didn't get an opportunity. That's why they're in your league, man. That's why they're legends in your league. Otherwise, they never would have been legends in your league. Oh, that's funny, I know. Yeah. Yeah. But guys, the most likely going to be movie star VJ, man. Pro I think kind of like it's too expensive. I'd rather save my money and just movies is much cheaper. I want to make that Zanus movie. I want to turn my book into a movie. That's my dream. But if the gates delay this thing, my Zanus plans are fucked up. So I hope they don't delay this thing, obviously, right? Yeah. That's for the SHL Bowl, the NHL Water guys. Don't hit me, NHL, obviously, what I'm saying. Anyways, guys, here's Rap Guys of the show. So I'm saying, I hope you guys enjoy the show. Peace out, guys. I'm enjoying the show with you guys. Now I'm going to watch some Rap Red. I'll make a video later on in the evening. Don't hit me, guys. Peace out. Hope you guys enjoy the show, man.